Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah, salatu wassalamu ala rasulullah ma'bad. Today we will be looking into the 25th hadith, which is regarding some of the attributes of paradise and its inhabitants. May Allah make us from them. The hadith is of Abu Hurairah, and it goes as an Abi Hurairah radiyallahu anhu أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال الله عز وجل أعددت لعبادي الصالحين ما لا عين رأت ولا أذن سمعت ولا خطر على قلب بشر واقرأوا إن شئتم فلا تعلم نفس ما أخفي لهم من قرة أعين جزاء بما كانوا يعملون متفق عليه. This hadith is hadith Qudsi, which is the hadith Qudsi. They start with the statement Allah said. Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu narrated that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, I prepared for my righteous worshippers what no eye has seen, no ear has heard, and what has not occurred to the human heart. Read if you want. What means no person knows what is kept hidden for them of joy as a reward for what they used to do. The ayah is of Surah Sajda, verse number 17, agreed upon. So this hadith is evidence for the tremendous reward and the permanent delight which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prepared as a mercy for His righteous worshippers and as a reward for their actions. This delight, no one knows its beauty or its extent except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ibn al-Qayyim, he brings a very good quote here, and he brings the example, or he brings the comparison of what a person who fast goes through and what he will be receiving in the hereafter. So he says, imagine how he repaid what they hid of night prayers with a reward that he hid for them from that which no soul knows. Meaning, they prayed in the depth of the night where nobody knows that they were praying Qiyamul Layl for the sake of Allah, sincerely for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because nobody knows it was hidden, that they did this act which was secret and only for the sake of Allah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hid the reward also for them. That's the reason why nobody knows what is the reward that they will be getting in Jannah. So what they hid of night prayers with a reward that He subhanahu wa ta'ala hid for them, for that which no soul knows. And how He repaid their sleeplessness, and the restlessness in their beds when they stand for Salatul Layl with pleasures of the eyes in paradise. Meaning they sacrifice their sleeps, they sacrifice their rests in their bed. And because of this sacrifice that they did, and they sacrificed from the rest in this dunya, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give them the pleasures of the eyes. Again, not known. Allah has hidden for the people of Jannah in paradise. So there are many ayat and hadith that mention the description of paradise, its delights and descriptions of its inhabitants. The Most High subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said, وَفِيهَا مَا تَشْتَهِي الْأَنفُسُ وَتَلَذُّ الْأَعْيُنُ وَأَنْتُمْ فِيهَا خَالِدُونَ. Which means there will be therein all that inner selves could desire and all that eyes could delight in, and you will abide therein forever. This verse is of Surah Al-Zukhruf. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَبَشِّرِ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ أَنَّ لَهُمْ جَنَّاتٍ تَجْرِي مِنْ تَحْتِهَا الْأَنْهَارُ كلما رزقوا منها من ثمرة رزقا قالوا هذا الذي رزقنا من قبل وأتوا به متشابها ولهم فيها أزواج مطهرة وهم فيها خالدون. This is the verse of Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 25, which means, and give glad tidings to those who believe and do righteous deeds, that for them will be gardens under which rivers flow, which is paradise. Every time they will be provided with a fruit therefrom, they will say, this is what we were provided with before. And they will be given things in resemblance, that is in the same form but different taste. And they shall have therein purified wives, and they will abide therein forever. Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu narrated that Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, أول زمرة تلج الجنة صورتهم على صورة القمر ليلة البدر لا يبصقون فيها ولا يمتخطون ولا يتغوتون آنيهم فيها الذهب أمشاطهم من الذهب والفضة ومجامرهم الألوة ورشحهم المسك ولكل واحد منهم زوجتان يرى مخ سوقهما من وراء اللحم من الحسن لا اختلاف بينهم ولا تباغض قلوبهم قلب رجل واحد يسبحون الله بكرة وعشيا. So Abu Huraira, he says, the first group to enter paradise, their likeness will be the likeness of, Abu Huraira saying, which is the statement of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The first group to enter paradise, their likeness will be the likeness of the moon when it is full. They will not spit, blow their noses, relieve themselves. Their utensils will be full of gold. Their utensils will be of gold, and their combs of gold and silver. Their utensils will be of gold, and their combs of gold and silver. Their incense will be aloe wood, and their sweat will be like musk. Every one of them will have 2 wives. The marrow of the bones of the wives' legs will be seen through the flesh out of excessive beauty. There will not be disagreement nor hatred between them. Their hearts will be like the heart of one man. They will be glorifying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the mornings and the evenings. This hadith is of Bukhari. The best thing that can be obtained in paradise is seeing Allah, the Most High. So it is narrated by Jarir radiallahu anhu. He said, we were with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He looked at the moon at night, that is the full moon, and said, إنكم سترون ربكم كما ترون هذا القمر لا تضامون في رؤيته فإن استطعتم ألا تغلبوا على صلاة قبل طلوع الشمس وقبل غروبها ففعلوا وقبل غروبها ففعلوا. Certainly you will see your Lord as you see this moon, and you will have no trouble in seeing him. So if you were able to not miss Salah before the sunrise and before the sunset, then do so. Then he recited, وَسَبِّحْ بِحَمْدِ رَبِّكَ قَبْلَ طُلُوعِ الشَّمْسِ وَقَبْلَ غُرُوبِهَا, which means, and glorify the praises of your Lord before the rising of the sun and before its setting. So the verses of from Surah Taha, and the hadith is in Bukhari and Muslim. So the scholar he says that truly the delight of paradise is beyond description, and imaginations cannot comprehend it. It is worthy of being labored for and competed for. This was the condition of the righteous predecessors from the nation. Then came after them people who reversed the affair. Their competition began revolving around worldly matters and gathering their short-lived vanities. Al-Hasan, he said, إذا رأيت الناس في خير فنافسهم فيه وإذا رأيتهم في هلكة فذرهم وما اختاروا. If you see the people of goodness, then compete with them in it. But if you see them in destruction, then leave them in what they have chosen. So the Shaykh concludes this chapter by saying that therefore the Muslim must hope for what is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from this eternal delight. Strive hard in his entire life to do righteous deeds, and implementing the description of the people of paradise, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in his noble book and his messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam clarified, such as Iman in Allah and in everything that is obligatory to have Iman in, being inseparable from the fear of Allah and steadfastness in the obedience of Allah, being diligent in performing voluntary acts of worship, adopting lofty manners like excellence towards others, pardoning, repressing anger, turning away from vain talk and sittings of falsehood, guarding the private paths from what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prohibited, and other than that, and Allah knows best. اللهم يا أكرم الأكرمين وأرحم الراحمين نسألك أن ترزقنا الخلد في جناتك وأن تحل علينا فيها رضوانك وأن ترزقنا لذة النظر إلى وجهك الكريم واغفر اللهم لنا ولوالدينا ولجميع المسلمين. O Allah, the most generous of those who are generous and the most merciful of those who are merciful, we ask you to provide us eternity in your paradise, to release your pleasure on us in it, and to provide us the delight of looking at your noble face. And forgive us, O Allah, our parents and all the Muslims. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.